Hello, fellow heathens. This is Liz again, and I'm here to bring you a walkthrough of 3 Ciro Marchetti decks, the Tarot Grand Luxe and the Marchetti Tarot and the Encore Tarot, which are special edition tarots available on his website that I got for Christmas. So I wanted to kind of do a walkthrough and just take a look at this amazing art and compare, some of the details among them. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So here are the backs of the Tarot Grand Luxe. It comes with a little guidebook. I'm going to set that down right there. And the guidebook is right here. It's nice. It does talk a little bit about some of the illustrations, and I love how Ciro talks about his inspiration for some of his design choices. So this is a really good one. And these two come in magnetic style boxes. These do not come with a printed guidebook. However, these two do have PDFs available online for download. So here is the box. And this is the Fool card, which I love. And I love this pink. I mean, look at this Queen of Swords. Amazing. And the back. Nice, sturdy. This one, I didn't mention, this is a 2-piece. Published by US Games. Readily available. And here are the backs for the Marchetti Tarot. This is a glossy cardstock with beautiful metallic pink edging. So there's that. And the Encore Tarot, let me move aside my water, also comes in that similar box with a ribbon lift assist. I don't know if there's a name for it. So here's the box. It also does not come with a printed guidebook, but one is available online on the website. And here are the backs. And it's beautiful red metallic edging, also glossy. However, I would have to say that of the 3, this is the least glossy. This is like mid gloss, and this is high gloss, if you can tell from the reflection. All right, let's get to it. So some of these images do repeat, but in different ways, which is kind of fun. I don't know if I'm going to do this, but it would be really fun to kind of get all of Ciro's decks and just compare, like, oh, this is where this came from, and this is how he changed this, and this little tidbit. So it's really fun. I also have his expanded Lenormand, his gilded Lenormand, and his Oracle of Visions, which is really nice too. And actually you might see a little bit of nods to his tarot decks through the Oracle. But that's not what we're looking at today. Okay, so here's the Fool. So as you can tell, this one has kind of a faded black border, and these ones have strong borders. This one has a border with a black outer edge, which is nice because that did allow me to be able to edge it in black, because there's black on the backs and there's blacks on the fronts. So in these two, you have like a court jester looking down on himself with the dog. So these are similar in that way, and you have all of the elements around the jester. And this one is, I like this one is because he's holding the Fool or Le Mat from the Marseille Tarot. I don't know if this is Conver, I want to say. This is a Conver image of the Fool, but look at his face. It looks like he's a seasoned Fool, like he's ready for the next adventure. He's been there, he's done that, he knows what he's looking for. And I kind of like that, he's taking off his mask. we have our magicians. And if you know anything about Ciro Marchetti decks, he always kind of hides his initials in the image somewhere. Of these three, I would have to say I like this magician the best. You can see the CM in the hand. Some of his hands and arms are just kind of like blended in. They don't really belong to any body in particular. So some of them are I like, and some of them are kind of skewed in my opinion. But I do really like this here with the symbols of the elements here in his hands. It feels very magical with the books behind him. And I do enjoy this style of, I think there's just a filter placed on it that kind of makes it look more hand-drawn, more antiqued. This one is high resolution, very bold colors, which is also really cool. And if you notice, this pentacle, we'll see that again later on. And that was in the Gilded Tarot, that shape. Our High Priestess. These kind of look like old light bulbs, but I do enjoy the water. This one, you kind of see the water a little bit. I like the feeling of like emerging from the depths. So I do like that one. And this one definitely has more of a close-up face feel, this deck. I like them all in different ways. The Empress. I am torn between these two. This one, look at the colors in this. It's just stunning. And this feels more of like, you know, this Empress is of the earth, you know, she's growing out of the earth. This one feels a little bit more detached, where she's kind of got the earth on her mind, but she's also looking down on the earth. So it depends on what kind of perspective you want, but you get that animal, you get the animals in all of these, but they're all very beautiful. This one is actively pregnant, whereas this one has already given birth. Hands down, this Emperor for me. I love the like, it's almost like, you know, he's got the structure here, but underneath it's very rigid, and it's almost like becoming a statue as he goes along. So it's really cool. Although I enjoy the Roman feel here with the columns and the very boxy square four corner element here that you see. And in the guidebook it does explain these symbols, and I do enjoy how the image kind of comes out of the border. It feels like it's more 3D, so that's a really cool element. So you know what, I'm gonna zoom in just a smidge here and see if we can't get, there you go. Okay. Oh, and it's the similar, these are the two of the same symbols that he uses here. The Hierophant. I like them all. I think I like this one the best, but this one is a combination of these two. If you can tell, these columns in the back are here, so he's been transposed over this card, creating this card. So this one feels a little bit more cold, objectifying the religion, kind of like the doctrine, where the rules are kind of dominating you in kind of a way. This one's more close up and more, you know, he's there to give you his knowledge and to give you his blessing. So I like them all. The Lovers, I'll have to say this one is my favorite. This one I think is from the Tarot of Dreams, correct me if I'm wrong. These two images here. This one he kind of wanted to go for like lovers on a stage in a play. The Chariot. Similar image here. This one has the addition of the chariot itself and the wheels. This one feels like it's coming at you. I love these two the most. You'll see the wheels kind of going sideways in some of the Marseille decks, so I think that's where that came from. These, you have the feeling of movement in all three, and I love the determination on his face, but I like that he's, if you can see his face, he's like ready to go, and he's got strong control over these two different horses. Strength card, they're all different. I don't like how she feels disembodied, kind of like where's the rest of her body. If she's part of the lion, I guess I'm not getting that feel. It just kind of feels strange. This one I think would be my favorite. I love the older woman, the crone feel here. This one is beautiful as well. Very, it's got that wild feeling to it, but she's definitely got control and you know, a peaceful control over the lion. So they're all really good, but these two would be my favorite. So this one's interesting. We have the Hermit here. So in these two you see the same road, and in these two you see the same face. This one's more of the lantern is the focal point here. This one does not have the mini hermit here. This one has a snake. But it's interesting, if you can see this one, this guy feels like he's got more of a scowl. Like his lip is upturned in this one a little bit more than this one. You can see the journey ahead. This one is a little bit more close up on the journey. And this one, if you look at that little mini hermit, look, he's got his hand raised and like, yes. So that one's really cool. But of the three, I'd have to say my favorite would be this one. The wheel, these two are the same, just with that filter overlaid over it. My favorite, I suppose, would have to be this one. I wasn't even sure what kind of animal it was. We have to turn it sideways, and then you can see it's a rabbit, but it almost looks like a duck as well. So that was kind of funny. Let's see. I think this one would be my favorite between these two. Both of these are really cool, but I say this one. The Justice card, remember her. I think we're gonna see her again later. I do like this one the best, although I don't like how pixelated these two scales appear to feel. Like it was like stretched out a little bit. So that's the only thing I don't like about this card, but I do enjoy how, you know, she's overshadowed by the institution of justice. And I like that that's what's on her mind. You'll see that a lot in this deck, where characters will have things literally on their head to symbolize, you know, factors that they're thinking about. This one definitely has a yin-yang feel to it. They're both holding the scales, and I like that as well. And you can kind of think about it as right and wrong. I know I haven't read the guidebook yet, but I know that there's meaning behind the two justices here. So if you know what that is, go ahead and comment below. Ciro does a great job with his hanged man, or hanging man as he titles it. They're all really beautifully done, and I really enjoy all of them. Let me just show them to you upside down as well. I kind of always like to look at my hanged man upside down. He's like, ooh, that hurts. But it's really cool. This one's beautiful with the timepiece here, the hourglass. Beautiful. And this one, it definitely has that faraway feel. I love the landscape. So I can't really pick a winner here because I like them all. The Death card. Now, I don't know about you, and if you know the movie The Labyrinth, that masquerade ball, this reminds me of that, and David Bowie, and all of those creepy characters in that scene, and I love it. So this Death card is really cool because you can see behind her skin, you know, it's like beauty is fading, and kind of a memento mori feel to it, like remember that you will die as well, so live your life to the fullest. And we have the traditional skull here. It's sad to see the little dead bird, but you see the flowers kind of, you know, coming out of the bird for that hopeful feeling that you get also with this white rose. I love that gothic feel and the angel in the background. And I like them all, which is why I purchased all three, because they have different elements. Temperance, Ciro always does a wonderful, beautiful job with his Temperance cards. Many of them are angels. You definitely get the feel of that alchemy, that blending of opposites into something new. I feel like perhaps this one achieves that the best, because they kind of they come to a point here, and maybe that light right there is where that new element exists, where there's a simple blending here, and here they're all beautiful. Now, he looks like an actor to me, and I don't know if it's Nick Nolte or some, maybe not. He's been in a lot of Westerns, but I don't know, I don't think that that's who that is, but that's who it reminds me of. And you see that these are the same people here. A lot of people have said this devil creeps them out, but I don't know, I kind of dig it. You see the hand here is the same with the hanging elements. I like this one, I think, the best, because he's kind of engaging you, the reader, and holding the key out, because it's a trap. You know, but he's got the chains as well. So it's like you, and I don't know if that's a coin. Sorry, coin maybe? I don't know. Can't really see, but I like that you're not seeing the images being chained. You are about to be chained with that possible choice. So that's really, really cool. But he's definitely hot. No doubt about that. And that could be the temptation right there. Okay, so, you know, at first I'm like, what? Why do we have a face in the tower? But again, as I was saying, I feel like there's a lot of like close-ups and you get to the personification of that energy in this card and in this deck. There's no falling people here in this one. Here's your falling man here. There's no falling people in this one. So I'd have to say my favorite is this one, but I don't particularly mind this one, really. It's kind of like, you know, I don't know, I like, kind of like in the Touchstone Tarot, where the people are looking at you. It definitely has more of an intimate feel. So I'd have to say this one's my first, this one's my second, and this one's my third. The Star. They're all beautiful. This, I want to say, is my favorite. I just wish he didn't put the C and the M right there. I mean, maybe it was supposed to be like the center of a budding galaxy. I don't know. But I wish he kind of put them right here instead, so that the initials weren't so prominent. But they're all really beautiful. I have to say this one's still my favorite, because I enjoy the colors, and just the colors in this deck is just stunning. Then this one, then this one. Beautiful moon cards. I like how she's unchained from the wild beast, but is still chained to the domesticated one. You get your little crustaceans here. They're all really beautiful. I love that Mother Mary and Jesus. I'm not sure how that pertains to the moon card, but it is a beautiful image. You get that triple goddess here. Not a huge fan of any of these. Obviously you can tell this is the same. I don't really like these naked babies here. Who is this? I can't remember who this is, but I might just like dub it over the video after the fact. I like this Egyptian feel here, so I'd have to say this is my first, second, and third. Judgment. This one is my favorite. A lot of people do like this one because it does feel like you're being pulled into the, you know, into the divine. I just don't like the disjointed hand here, and this hand obviously doesn't belong to him. So if it did, then maybe that would have helped me bond with it more. But I'd have to say this one's my favorite. World card, as you can tell, same. Different elemental symbols up there. I love that marquee shape. I'd have to say this one's my favorite. I do like this one as well. They're all really, really beautiful. This one is also later on, this symbol is also later on in this deck, I believe, the Six of Pentacles. Same here. Yep. Okay, so that's the majors. Now we're into the coins. Beautiful. I mean, this one's just bursting with life and possibility and potential. This one's got a simpler feel, which, you know, it depends on how you view the aces. If you see them as a seed, or if like they contain the entirety of the entire suit. That's kind of up to you, but they're all really, really beautiful. Love the colors in this one, so I'd have to say this one's my favorite. It's very wild, and you're definitely in the woods with them. Love the pink here. They all have that element of balance, which I really enjoy. I don't really care for the jester feel here. I like that one as well, but I have to say this one, I like the rock formation in the background, and you definitely get that balance of the ballerina there as it grows into something new. The Three of Coins, same image. This one's a little bit more clearer. This one again has that filter over it. I do enjoy this one. You can see that element of pink here, drawing it into the themed color of the deck. But as far as how it pertains to the meaning, I think from here on I'm going to say which one I think has the best portrayal of meaning and which one has the most aesthetically beautiful rendering of the card. I'm not sure. I would say this one is definitely my favorite as far as meaning. I do enjoy this one for its portrayal, its aesthetic. So here's that pentacle again, as I was telling you about in the Magician. I enjoy all three of these, but I feel like this one has that sense of containment of one's resources. But let me explain. This one kind of like, you know, he's within his riches here. You can almost look at that as the Nine of Pentacles as well. It doesn't really feel like he's trying to keep it to himself or anything. This is kind of, he's just showing you. I do love that kind of exotic feel to it. But this one, yeah, I feel like he's deceased and he's already passed on, and yet on the one hand, he's kind of teaching you from the grave the value of money, but at the same time, it's almost like he's pulling that money back in. So he, even in death, he can't let go. And you have that box here. So I do really, really enjoy this one. It kind of reminds me of like the Rockefeller days of old industry. So it's very cool. So for meaning, this one, and for aesthetics, this one. Okay. So we have the Five of Coins here, and we definitely get that feeling of need and neglect here. I really enjoy this one for, you know, you have that woman looking into the warmth and the bounty of the inside. I don't really like this part here, as you can see, like her body extends here. Like, why is this image cut off right there? So that's just a little minor quibble. But you have that, like, the money is coming in, it's rushing in, and you get that sense of need here from him. So as far as, I feel like they're all beautiful. I really enjoy this one for its meaning and for its aesthetics. You could almost get a feeling from the Six of Coins with this one as well, like the giving and the receiving and the taking. So this one's my favorite. So here's that bull again from the world. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, see, it's the same bull. So I just thought it was fun to kind of find the same images that repeat and show you as well. This one's green, so I don't know if that was intentional, like, you know, with, you know, you have that sense of envy. The people who are the have-nots envy those who have, maybe you could look at it that way. For meaning, I feel like this one, you have the giving and you have the receiving. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. This hand looks very mechanical. So is it taking? Is it giving? This could be, this feels like it could be like the Eight of Coins with the work involved and the time that it takes to do it. So I'd have to say this one for meaning. I do enjoy this one. I suppose aesthetics, this is kind of cool looking, so I would go for this with aesthetics. But I love the scales in both of these cards as well. This one's fun. Definitely beautiful for aesthetics. I love the sunflowers. I love the coins in there. But I really feel that this one really targets the meaning of the seven. Her baskets are empty and she's waiting. So they're there, you know, the bounty is there, but the harvest has not yet come. This one definitely depicts the harvest has come. This almost feels like the Nine of Pentacles she already has, or the Nine of Coins rather. She already has the abundance here, but this one is just so beautiful. He feels like he's in the midst of harvesting, or she's waiting for the harvest. He's in the midst of harvest and she has already harvested. So it really comes down to what you want to see in your Seven of Coins. But I do enjoy them all and I can work with all of them. So you definitely see the same thing here with the Eight. I like the fact that there are books back here and he's kind of burning the midnight oil, continuing to perfect his craft. This one feels very time-centric with the gears, and you have that jester, like here's the Fool and he's now continuing to do the work here. But I think I like this one the best, second and third. For aesthetics, I'd still say this one is really cool. This one's beautiful too. For the 9, meaning, definitely this one. A lot of people have they're not sure what to feel about this hat. That doesn't really bother me. Aesthetics, definitely this one with the colors. And I'm not sure how I feel about this one with the, she's very like steampunky, it feels like. So, meaning and aesthetics. This almost feels like a 4 of Coins to me, because he's just like holding on to his resources. Here's the disjointed hands here. This one's possibly my least favorite. I mean, you get the point. I like this one for, you know, here the bird is accumulating his wealth. So I would have to say this one. This one for both meaning and aesthetics. Yeah, it definitely feels like he's saving money, doesn't it? Hands down, best page of coins of all time. Look at her face. I mean, wow. And the colors, stunning. Same page here. more animals here. Normally I would want my pages to be a little bit more mature because they're kind of going out there, but for the Page of Coins, I feel like that could apply to any age. So definitely meaning and aesthetics for this one. Oh, and in this deck, you'll see a different animal assigned to all the court cards, which I think is a really cool feature. The Knights. They are all very, very cool in their own way. I do enjoy the faceless masks of these Knights. And again, they have their own animal. Not in all of them. Not in all the courts of this deck, but yes, on this one. So for meaning, the steadfastness, I definitely have to give it to this one because of that scar. You know, he's still continuing on, moving forward. He has his horse. You get the strength here and the determination in his eyes. But I don't know. I like them all. And you get more of a conflict feel here with these sparring horses. Gotta say, I love the queens in this deck. So she gets to the meaning, I feel, of the Queen of Coins. She's definitely in her element here. She feels more majestic, and she's just stunningly beautiful. King of Coins, I like this one the best. Again, with that close-up feel, you have the sense of responsibility with the throne here. A lot of people have said he kind of looks a little shifty. I don't particularly mind him. He's definitely in his element as well, and he's outside with his throne. There again, you see that the shape of the coin. So I'd have to say this one's my favorite. And for meaning, this one. Love this Ace of... Oh, forgot to mention, these come with the Palace cards, which is a really nice element to this deck where it targets the external environment of the suit. So you can really look at what's happening around you, you know, in your finances, in your health, that's affecting you in the present moment. So I also enjoyed this aspect of this deck. Ace of Swords, absolutely hands down. Love this Ace of Swords. Love the meaning. Love the colors. Everything about it is spot on for me. Two of Swords. I love, I enjoy this one the best. I know she's kind of body beautiful. I get that. But this one for meaning, these two for meaning, because you can see this one is a little thicker of a veil, but this one is so sheer. You know, she can kind of see, and any slight movement could tear the veil. And so she has to make a choice. So this one for meaning, this one for aesthetics. Same image, mostly. This one's a more prominent heart, and I do enjoy that this one's a little bit more faded, so it's not as obvious that it's kind of like the Rider-Waite-Smith heart, pierced heart type of thing. So I do like this because she's definitely agonizing over something. I feel like this is more specific in its meaning, where maybe he was betrayed. So I don't always see the Three of Swords like that. So maybe if it was just this, without her looking back menacingly, I might say this card for meaning, but this definitely for meaning, and this one also for aesthetics. Because he's kind of like floating. So Four of Swords. This one for meaning because I feel like he's envisioning the battle that just happened. This one for aesthetics. And you kind of get, you can see these four figures down below. So he's resting on what has happened. But there's definitely more of like a nightmare feel to this one. Or not so much a nightmare feel, but a processing of what just happened. But I do enjoy the close-up look of this one as well. Now, this one's interesting because this is like a flipped image of this one. So if you can see, this one has the CM, Ciro Marchetti initials, and this one, it's backwards. So here's the C and here's the M, but it's backwards. So that's kind of cool. I love this one. I wish that sword was poking over the edge of this border here. That would have just made it everything, because you have the figure here, these figures here who have been beaten by this central figure here, and now he's pointing the sword at you, like, you know, asking you, what are you going to do? What have you done? This one, this eagle's coming in and swooping down to retrieve that final blade away from this one. So there's definitely the battle has already been done, but this is mid battle. You don't see those figures in the background here, but it's you know, I don't know. This could almost feel like the Seven of Wands sort of with these, like he's defending something. So meaning, and both of these for aesthetics. The Six of Swords, same image here, however these are coming out of the water a little bit more. I kind of like how they're recessed a little bit here. It feels like the threat is not so obvious and you still have some work to do. This one, the boat feels a little bit too small for her body, but it's still very cool, and you get that feeling of she's kind of taking the oar for herself, so it's still very cool. Sorry for my dog. Let's see. It's okay. It's okay. Good boy. Shh. You're okay. So I like the meaning for this one, and for aesthetics, this one. I just enjoy like the pop of color in the image. Seven of Swords. Same image. This one has more birds in the background. This one feels more ominous because you don't know what the threat is, but here you see what the threat is. This one is really cool because he's got those four swords as part of his body. So I like this one for meaning because it's an interesting take on it, and for aesthetics because, like with the seven, you see that kind of treachery, but you don't know what the intention is. You don't know if it's malicious or if he has a good reason for it. So he's taking the sword and he's like putting it into himself. So I really do enjoy that portrayal of the Seven of Swords. So here's that woman again from the, oh man, I said if I can find it to remember her face, because she's definitely oh, here she is. She's also in another card. I want to say she's in like the Seven of Cups in one of these. So yeah, these are the two images here. I'm glad I found it. Okay, so this is definitely traditional, these two. You have those light rays that are kind of containing her. I kind of don't like the way her lips are positioned and how much of her face is taken over by that sheath or that scarf. And I feel like it's really tight here. The background is the same, if you can tell. I like, again, the image of the older woman. So she's got her chains and she's pushing it off, like almost with the force of her own will. She's escaping her self-imposed prison, so to speak. So I do enjoy that for aesthetics and meaning. And if I had to choose between these two, I would definitely go with this one. The Nine of Swords. This is, can you guess? The Devil is in the background here, so that's really cool. I think this one is really cool for like those nighttime terrors, you know, waking up and the hair is a mess. I feel like this has a amazing gothic feel to it. And this one, like, it's almost like she's looking at a future or a past image of herself, and something's being pierced here. So they are all just amazing. I think I would have to say this one is my favorite of the three for both meaning and aesthetics. Well, actually, this one for meaning, this one for aesthetics. Not like terribly keen on this guy's facial expression here, you get the sense of just overwhelm here with the Ten of Swords. This one I feel for both aesthetics and meaning. You get that traditional image of the back being pierced here in both of these. So this one's my favorite. See, now here's the sword poking over the border here. Why couldn't the 5 do that? Same image here. I feel like this one's a bit young. So it's the same, except this one has the 2 birds as opposed to just the 1. I like how he's balancing the sword here, so it's kind of like he's just starting out, testing his intellect, and I like that. So this one for meaning and aesthetics, because it's just like those colors just pop. Knight of Swords. Beautiful colors here. Love the faceless mask. He's definitely determined, and he's got his animal on the bottom here. I don't know, I like them all, but I feel like he's with his horse, which is traditional for me. I would have to say this one. Hands down, beautiful. Is on the cover, no doubt. Like, I kind of like, she's like, her facial expression is like testing you. She's just beautiful. They're just beautiful, all 3. I would have to say meaning and aesthetics. He's on the cover of the guidebook, which is really cool. I love the look on his face. I love the colors. I love the manipulation of the face here. He's really cool too. But this one, second, third. Okay, and another thing about this deck, it definitely has kind of a fantasy feel to it, which I really enjoy as well. For meaning, oh, I forgot, Palace. For meaning, this one with the fire, and for aesthetics, this one. Look at that background, look at that landscape. And you can see the mountain through the wand. So for the 2, I really like this one because he's kind of like in the middle of deciding to choose light or dark, illumination or secrecy, mystery. This one has a similar idea with the 2 locked boxes and the 2 paths you can take. They all get at the meaning very well. So I like this one the best, this one for meaning. And again, you have the same image here with the ship on his mind. This one is very traditional. I love that with the wand going over the border. This one for meaning and aesthetics, in my opinion. You kind of get that gesture feel here with the colors of the sails. So 4 of Wands, you get that celebration here. This one feels like very home. These 2 both feel like, you know, you get that safety of home, but this one feels a little bit more tenuous. If any of the wands move, that could all go away. And you get that same feel here with the waterfall here into what we don't know could exist beyond the ledge. So this one's really cool. And they're both very cool. So this one for meaning, this one for aesthetics. Love these 2 are the same image. Love this. Best 5 of Wands, hands down, or of all time, or hands up rather. This one, you know, you get that feeling of struggle too, but like, he just looks like he's trying to squeeze out like a massive deuce, and I really don't like that. Like, look at these guys' faces, like, ah. I mean, come on, we get it. You guys are fighting. Kiss and makeup. Okay, so this one for meaning and aesthetics. I was reading about this one having, like, this is like the gladiator having completed or having won the battle, but again he has to fight again another day, so it's not done. His journey is not over yet. I like this one a lot. I feel like this could also be the 7 also. This, I feel like this could be the 7, except for this laurel here. That tells you everything you need to know. So this one for aesthetics, and I feel like this one for meaning. First meaning, second meaning, aesthetics. And it's a cool meaning too, because there's more work to be done. So they're just all really cool. Okay, now meaning is very cool here. So I love the meaning here. This definitely has a Lord of the Rings vibe. So you hear Smaug, and here are the oh my gosh, dwarves. Here are the dwarves coming in to steal the riches that he himself has rightfully stolen. So you have all the elements here, and he's ready to defend his hoard. But oh my gosh, do you get that feeling of fighting off your foes here? It's action packed. Love it. And the wand going over the borders, and his garment as well. This one, he's chill. Like, I don't get that. Like, shouldn't you be more, you gotta work to hold your ground, right? Okay. What do I say about this? Love that it's coming at you. You get that, like, RWS with the wands coming off to the side. These are like going up into the stratosphere, which is really, really, really cool. And I love the clouds. I mean, look how clear that is. Really, really cool. So, I don't know. Aesthetics? I mean, I think there was one in the haunted house, or the haunted house tarot, where the wands were coming at you as well, which is really cool. So, but I mean, that's really, really phallic. So that's all I can literally see. But let's put that aside and just think how cool that is. They're all really cool. Really enjoy them all. You decide. Let me know in the comments what you see, what you think. Same image here. I like that he's not quite done. He's definitely battle weary. Love that. But he could get up anytime. He's definitely like Viking-esque, and that's really cool. And he still has to go into the cave, and he's just like taking a moment to like settle his thoughts and get ready for the battle ahead, which is awesome too. You definitely get that Bilbo vibe here, where he's got to go in. Very cool. Not a real fan of this. It doesn't feel like he's carrying those. I definitely like this one because he's definitely burdened. But this one, he's walking, he's making his way to his destination. I do get a coins or a pentacles feel here with the stag, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. But they're all really cool. As far as aesthetics, this one's really, really cool meaning, and this one also has a really good meaning too. Awesome. Love it. Like I look through the quartz in this deck, and a story just kind of like pops up into my head, like, wow, like she's the princess of that kingdom, and this is her familiar. Like, what is she about to do? I like that he's a little bit older. He feels a little bit young to me. So yeah, aesthetics and meaning. Love the colors here. Love the dragon. Love his face. Love that faceless mask. Helmet, rather. They're all really cool. What can I say? Some people say she looks like an evil sorceress. I don't really get that. I feel like she's challenging you, you know. Beautiful queen. They're all really beautiful. I feel like she's in the midst of like casting a spell. It's freaking amazing. Look at the castle in the background. You get that close-up face here. You get that element of responsibility with the throne. As far as meaning, him, he's like, what's up? He's like he's got his like shoulder cocked to one side. Really, really cool. Love them all. Love the colors in this one. Here's your Palace of Wands. For the cups, hands down, beautiful cup card. Underwater, this one's above water, and that means that it's empty. This one's underwater too. So really cool, but I like this one for both aesthetics and meaning. Same image here. This one I feel like the cups were drawn together a little bit more, so it looks a little bit more structured around the eyes. So I like that one versus this one, but I do enjoy that wave, the color of the wave here. I really don't like the hand here. It doesn't feel like it feels like it's coming to the side. I don't like how it's disjointed like that, so I'd have to say this one is my favorite. You have the joining of the hands in all three, so they all get to that point. This feels more like Four of Wands to me, if you're going to go with that celebration route. So I like this one for meaning with the three ladies and the three joining cups, but this one for aesthetics. I mean, she's like having fun with her fish friends. Interesting for the Four of Cups. These two are obviously the same. He's looking at the one cup. This one feels like that's your cup and you're joining him for a romantic rendezvous in the woods, and he's about to propose. Like, that's kind of what that feels like to me. Normally with the Four of Cups, you see the person kind of like not really looking at the cup that's being offered, but this one, the cup is what he is looking at. So I don't like to look at the Four as apathy, because I feel Four is about stability if you're looking at it numerologically. So he's kind of more contemplative. So they all have that, but I'd have to say this one for aesthetics, because it's a really cool looking cup. You can kind of see right through it. And this one for meaning. So I am going to take a drink because I'm talking way too much. And then we move on. Again, with the image of items on someone's mind. Same image here. The cup is exiting the border here. This one has a more somber feel. This one has more of an ethereal feel with the veiling here. I like that a lot. I don't know, they're all really cool. This one, you see the glass is totally shattered here. But see, if she does have the three on her mind, then she really hasn't forgotten what she really still has she? This one is like, I'm just letting it go. So I enjoy these two the best. And this one for aesthetics. All three of these are amazing. I love the sunflowers here. I enjoy the elements here. This one is just like, let's throw everything in, like with the kitchen sink, like everything from childhood is here. You got Aladdin, you got the unicorn, you got the castle in the sky, you got the book, you got the gingerbread house. I mean, wow. These are the same here. These two rabbits here. I just love the feel of the sunset here. So both of these for meaning and this one for aesthetics. And she kind of looks almost like a little sad. Like, I guess that could be a good thing when you're thinking about nostalgia. You know, if you want to remember or not, that's up to you. Okay, so here's that girl again. You see? From the Eight of Swords. So we have the castle in the sky, kind of like gets to that illusion feel. This one you have your choices in both of these. This one for meaning and also for aesthetics. The 8. Love the colors here. This one has felt disjointed for me. I don't know if this one was from the Tarot of Dreams or not, but he did a better job in blending this a little bit more, but it still feels like two separate figures rather. You have the octopus here and the man here. So I love this one, moving away from what he has. Don't really know if what he's approaching is going to be beneficial for him. So there's definitely that question there. You have the same symbol here. I like this one. This one for aesthetics because of course I love the colors, but this one for meaning as well. And it's beautiful. We got the 9. We have our abundance, our contentment, you know, possibly our wish card. He's toasting here. I like this one better than this one, I suppose, because you've got like a zoomed out feel here. I love this dog. I love just the peace and the hope and serenity that is here. So these two, I suppose. They're all, I like this one too. I mean, I like that you can see the brickwork a lot in this one. So it's all personal preference here. And the 10. Same here. Definitely this one for beauty and this one for meaning. I love this little cat right here. This one has a cool element where like the dolphins are in the process of jumping, but they'll be in the water again momentarily. So the happiness and the joy may be fleeting. This one feels a little bit more solid and content, like you can see the look in their faces. We're almost to the end. We have our pages here, same page. Love the colors. She doesn't look very happy to be looking at that cup. I don't know. I still kind of do like this one though. She's still contemplative, like to love or not to love type of thing. I like that she's a little bit older as well. Our knights. He's got that smolder going on. So does he. I like the scales in his face. I love his little seahorse. Love that as well. They're all really cool. This one though has to be my favorite. The queens, definitely her. I don't really like her makeup. Like, it looks too realistic. I wish that there was more of a blending there or something. Like, I guess maybe the makeup feels dated to me. Maybe that's what it is. Love her as well. Love the colors, but this one, hands down, stunning. Look. I mean, awesome. Our kings. I do like his face. I like that it doesn't feel real to me. It feels surreal. And you have that throne. He looks like he's kind of got a scowl on his face. And he's chill. He's cool. He's like relaxed, and you know, even though his throne is on the water, he's still calm. So he definitely is mastered over his emotions. So this for meaning, this for aesthetics. And that's it. And here's your palace card, which is awesome. So there we have it. We have our beautiful red gilded Encore Tarot. We have our beautiful pink gilded. I mean, how many pink and red gilded decks, unless you have the Bone Stone and Earth Flesh, which I missed out on. And this one is our Marchetti Tarot. And we have our beloved Tarot Grand Luxe. So hopefully you enjoyed this walkthrough. And if if I can get my kids and dog to be quiet, maybe I'll put out more videos. With remote learning, it's a little bit challenging. So don't forget to put a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. It really helps out a little channel like me. And I will see you again soon. Bye!